Hey, we made it to part 4. Now we're into the itty-bitty bad category, as I like to say. We're heading into... There's one more thing I want to mention here for Tier 2. And then we're heading on in... Actually, there's a couple things here for Tier 2. And then we go start heading into the Deep 3 territory. Alright? Now, Deep 3 territory is not such a bad place, because there's stuff worth mentioning there. So, as always, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're ordering off TCG Player, please use my link. Also, mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. It's my store. Let's dig on into this, shall we? Number 1, continuing on with our Tier 2 category here, is Water, aka Mermail. Now, Dragoons is still at 3. Molten Glacia still is a card. Oh, it's a very good card, actually. So, what's wrong with Water this format? Why are we not doing things with Water, Robbie? Well, quite honestly, little Timmy, I don't know what to tell you. I think Water's got potential. I'm not a Power Ranger or anything like that, but I will tell you that if you're like me and you go to a regional and you're playing Striker and you're like, oh, it's Water. And you're like, ah, this is great. What a loser playing Water. And then he blows you the fuck out because reveal Mermail in hand. Dragoons. And you're just like, yeah. Also, the deck has the ability to negate a spell card, which, depending on your deck strategy, can be really good. Bye, Engage. Yeah, well, that was last format. Now we are here. This deck OTKs out of left field. Every time I look at this deck, I'm like, well, what do you do, Water? Like, the deck bricks every time I want to play it. But my opponent is like, Deepsy Diva, Neptubis, you didn't open up the Ash or the Imperm, sir? Naughty, naughty. And then you just, there. What do you do? Like, hand traps obviously stop the deck, but like, my personal experience, I just don't draw them against this deck. Like, it's an absolute reckoning when I play against Water. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Water. Yeah, just out of my own pure luck here. Deck deserves to be tier 2.5 or tier 2, depending on what you want to put it at there. Tier 2.25, I guess. But if you're playing against Water and you underestimate it like I did, prepare to get washed away by the competition. That was a really bad pun, but you felt it, right? You felt losing. You felt playing Sky Striker losing to Water, and you're like, I'm terrible at this game. Number 2 on our list is actually Paleozoic, totally awesome deck. Okay, so Paleo lost nothing, Paleo gained nothing, unless you were playing Demise in your deck. Did they ever play Demise in their deck? I don't know, maybe. Alright. Maybe there was a couple variants that might have played this, but I don't think that this deck is that good. I'm being completely honest here with you guys. Like, I think Toad's a very good card. I think Toad has a better chance of being splashed in other decks. But when I look at this deck, I'm like, ugh. I think the deck's good enough top of regional. Oh yeah, definitely. YCS level? I don't think so, Chief. I don't think that this deck kind of has the oomph that it needs. Because the same thing, Lightning Storm. But you know what Altergeist and our friends over at the Subterra Dome have? They have negates. Alright, I guess you could totally awesome. So like when I look at this deck, I'm like, well, if you just open up back row and your opponent opens up the Lightning Storm, you're fucked. Alright, and then if you've got the other player over here who opens up the Toad, then yeah, you steal the Lightning Storm. Yeah, that's good. But every Paleo player I've ever seen ends up bricking. Like, once again, we're back to those things that Robbie sees. Yeah, Paleo's an okay deck. It's not tier 1 worthy, but making Toads, very good, actually. It'll be a lot better come Master Rule Revision, where you can put multiple Toads on the field than Bahamut Shark, and you can do things. But then you're not really a Paleo deck, right? Deck will grind out, though, 100%. It's going to be one of those decks. Number 4 on our list. Yeah, I can't count. Is actually Magical fucking muskets. Oh boy. This is my boy Snodgrass's special. He's terrible at the game, as am I. It's okay. So, this deck, Cross Domination, the Link Monster, Needle. The deck's little toolbox it's got going on is not as good as Sky Strikers. But I do think that this deck can do some cheeky things this format. Cross Domination on an opponent's normal summon Armageddon Knight is disgusting. Like, who's gonna cry? Who's gonna cry? It's the little Orcus player who needs his normal summon to resolve. This deck is gonna be that deck that it's gonna play hand traps. It's gonna maybe not play Extrav. I'm a little bit up in the air about that. I've seen Extrav builds. I've seen Extravless builds. I've seen Desires builds. You can do anything you want in the deck. I'm kind of convinced of that. You just can't play Card Demise. That's bad, okay? But when we look at this, you don't really care what your opponent does. Because you roll out your Link Monster and you're just like, oh, free advantage. This is mine now. But that's after you, like, do your normal summon start and do your thing. Like, I don't know. Deck's interaction level is good. Check. Hand traps. Check. Punishing your opponent for overextending in the back row. Check. Alright, well, I don't know what's left to say about this. Like, I guess if the deck is also one of the decks that's going to love Super Poly this format, like, my Dragon's good. Everybody light. Light Fiend, by the way. So, if you're playing a light-based deck, yikers. It's going to be a bad time for you. Alright, now we're going into my favorite place, the Forgotten Realm. Tier 3, though. I'm going to just put Maron Sauce right here on the screen and observe the lack of support that we have for this deck. Now, people are looking at Maron Sauce right now and they're going, alright, everything else has died. I've got this Maron Sauce deck sitting here. Let's give this a shot. Now it's my time to be a Maron Sauce mate, they say. And they're like, okay, alright, you know what? This is a good idea. I've got one of these friends, it's like, you know what, Maron Sauce? We can build a boss monster. It's good. But then you're off on the horizon. You're like, wait a minute. We're going into a kaiju format. Uh-oh. And then you play against the middle shade player at locals. He smiles at all of the work that you've put into this huge board. And the man goes, draw for turn. Kaiju. Straight on the table. And that Link 4 monster that you've committed is no more. You've done everything that you could, and your deck has been broken by the candy treat weeb that loves his deck. Shout out to my boy Keegan for always playing that deck. Got the heart and the soul of a true anime lover out there. Deck's max ready, by the way. Not in French, though. So, that is the life of a Maron Sauce player. Your board gets broken, you lose. But your deck is more fragile than the rest of them in the format, so enjoy getting kaiju'd. Great times. And last but not least on our list, I was actually requested to cover this by a friend of mine. It's ABC. It's easy as 1-2 I'm dropping locals, said Timmy Turner. I really wanted to play ABC this week, he said. Oh man, there's a lot of cool concepts that this deck can do, Timmy Turner said. Timmy, with his deck so bright, walked into locals, playing his brand new ABC deck, freshly given to him by his friend MCole40. It's PM'd to me by a young Lewis. I was like, here, take this, little Timmy. Timmy, with his deck so bright and smile on his face, enters locals. He goes, lose round 1. I can still go 3-1. Loses round 2, goes to 0-2 at this point. Little Timmy Turner, with a smile on his face, says, alright, I'm in the loser bracket. Plays against Gravekeepers and walks away 0-3. That is the struggle of being an ABC player out here. On that note, being 0-3, little Timmy Turner walked away from locals that day with a sad look on his face and said, yikes, my guy, I am dropping. And with a sad look on his face, went home to his girlfriend that night and still didn't get anything. True story, by the way. So, yep, that is the life and times of an ABC player. You lose to meta, and then you get down into the loser bracket, and you lose to the dumb shit. Your opponent activates Necro Valley on you turn 1, and you're like, Wait a minute. Good times. Guys, what do you think about the metagame? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Of course, always make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure that you guys turn on those bell notifications. And check out my TCG player link down below. Alright guys, we'll be back for part 5. Deuces. Welcome to part 5 of the metagame discussion. Now, disclaimer here. I have not covered everything. I'm going to stop after this video because I want to let Ignition Assault circulate, and then we'll come back and we'll revisit some of the cheekier decks. So if you guys have things you want me to mention, please. I might squeeze in a part 6. I don't think I'm going to, but if there's something I missed that you guys want to see, now is your chance to comment it down below. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the bell notifications. Let's dig on into this grueling segment, shall we? The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.